QuickFind.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hello, I hope you all are doing well. Today is going to be a busy week in general. So today we are doing QuickFind on FileMaker Server Day 1. Okay, I think we're probably good. I'm inclined to hand it over to you, Nick. Nick,
Yes.
what are we doing today?
Hello, Marjorie, everybody. So today we do a quick find session. So we did a lot of quick find session over the year, but we never did a session completely about quick find. You know, I did quick find here and there, right? Scattered in many other topics, right? But for these 3 days, we're going to work on the quick find, and I'm going to explain everything, and I'm going to explain how to use it in a very performant manner, right? Because quick find can be slow in many ways, but there's ways to use quick find where it's extremely fast, faster than perform find, and much more convenient than perform find. But there's ways to use this in order to, to get the maximum out of quick find, right? But for that, we need to understand how it works. We need to understand all the, all the hidden stuff that we don't know about QuickFind, right? But that I'm going to explain. And so we can start right now. So first, I want to ask the audience who is using QuickFind, in their developments. So just a little.
People are typing. Here and there. People are saying here and
Yeah.
there. Not a lot. I don't think I've ever used it personally.
Yes. So
So,
yeah, it's a very powerful way to use, to find things in FileMaker, right? So I'm going to explain how it works, and and I will show you all the thing you need to know in order to prevent problems, right? So first, how QuickFind works. Okay, so many ways to use QuickFind, but the basic is, so let me share my screen quite quick here. QuickFind works in that way. So first we have a quick find box, which is come from free in the toolbar here. We have this box here works, activate quick find. This is a quick find box, which is a default in the UI, right? And then you have a layout, right? So each layout, you can decide which fields you want quick find to find in, right? So first, the first thing you need to do is to go to the view menu, go to show, and show the quick find here. Because otherwise you have no way to know which field is used for quick find. So you need to go there, view, show, and quick find. And there you have this magnifier glass here, which is green right now, and sometimes can turn orange. And I'm going to show you why. So when you activate the green box here, when you activate here, you activate here. So you select the field or you select multiple fields, right? And you can include field for quick find here. You have the option here. So you can activate all, or you can deactivate some you don't want, right? So you don't have the magnifier. So let's activate one for now, okay? Let's activate one, right? So, and I'm going to create two contacts, a Nick Hunter here, right? Which is in Greece. Another one, which is in Colombia, where I'm now. And another one, oops, in USA. Okay, so I have three Nick Hunter. It's very important for the demo. So pretty much now I'm here and I can search for any part of the name. Okay, so I can search for Nick like this. I have three. That the free Nick I created, right? But also, right, I can search for hicks like this. I can search this. I found 4, right? So I found 4 hicks, right? Right? But let's say now, right, I want to search. I'm creating a new record here, and I'm going to search for Nick Hicks, right? And let's say this is in England. Okay. So now if I search for Nick, he find 4 because he found the free Nick and the Nick Hicks because I searched for this, right? So now if I search for Hicks, also he found 5 because I have Nick Hicks and the 4 that I had before, right? But now something interesting with QuickFind, okay? You can search like this, and I see HUN with a space. So now I can search like this, partial name. So I have only 3 Nick Hun. Okay, I have only 3. It didn't find the Hicks because I made a precision. I want NIC, but HUN. I want those 2 things. But I could, I could do the same. I search for partial name, which is very powerful. That a perform find cannot do that. You can't do that with a perform find unless you use those star characters, right? Nick star and hunt star. But it's not possible to just type this in a perform find, right? So the quick find will search for this only. Okay. So the interesting part of it is that I can search for Nick completely or Nick Hun like this, right? Or Hunter. So you can search for partial name, but from the beginning of the name. I cannot do this. If I do this, if I'm none. So it's only partial from the beginning of each word. Okay. So I can do this. NH. If I'm 13 NH, because I have, right? NH, right? But I can do an A like this. Now I have free. Nathaniel Hurst have free time. Okay. Because I said NA and H. So now that we know that, right? So you understand the power of this, right? So let's now do something here. Let's add the country, right? So I'm adding this and this. So remember, I added free Nick Hunter, right? So if I say Nick H, I have 4, right? But if I say Nick H Gree, I have 1 because he searched partial name and partial country as well, right? I'm saying US. Well, he found 1, right? You understand? So you can also do like this, type NH. So now you understand the power of this. That means you want all the nick in, I don't know, not in the US, but United. I think I will have some, or England, right? So I have 1. So you can search Nick in England, right? So you search for this and England. So you can add many, many, many. Advantage also, right? If you say, which you cannot do with perform find, let's say I'm adding the postcode, right? I'm adding the postcode. So let's say I want NA and H, how many I have, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, and they're all in the same. So let's find another one. Do I have another fin here? Yeah, I have 3 fin, but they're all in the same country. Let's add another one. Let's create another one, right? So if I add, for example, a postcode here, HTF, like this, yeah, right? So if I found a nick, right, like this, I have 4. But also I can find HTF, I have 1. But you notice that I have 3 fields. I'm looking for 3 fields, but I didn't ask for anything in England, right? So I didn't put England here. It doesn't care. If it doesn't find anything here, it will find everything. That means it doesn't look for it. It doesn't require to have a special character like you will have done in perform find. So you understand that to build a search, an on-the-fly search, right? It's almost impossible to hard code it, right? Like if you want to have a quick find box and you want to find and you add many fields, and but sometimes you will put a criteria that match something in country, sometimes you don't, right? So in that case it will find it, right? The perform find, you need to put a star or something like this. You don't have this flexibility, right? So do we have any questions so far, or something that I need to explain better?
Could you use QuickFind to search in 2 fields, like
Yeah,
looking for nick and the country that you're in?
yeah, that I just did it. So let's say I'm here, right? And I search for Nick in England. He found it, Nick, England. He found 1, right? So you can add all the fields if you want. It will find in everything, right? So let's say I have 2. I'm duplicating this, right? Nick Hicks, right? Is in England, right? But each is like this, right? So if I search for Nick in England, I find 2, but if I also say GR, I find only 1, this one, right? So if I'm here, I find Nick in England, I find 2, but if I say show all back here and GRC, I found another 1, right? And if I say UTC or FTC, I don't remember which one, it will find another one. So you can, as you add criteria here, you can refine, you can make your search more precise, but it's not mandatory. You can do whatever you want. For example, I'm using QuickFind for something very interesting. Most of the time, especially when you are a developer, you want to be able to find a contact by its ID like this. You want to say, oh, I want this contact ID, right? So you go there, you can even ask for the contact ID, right? So if you add this field in the quick find, you can search also by this, right? So you can search by anything in, anything you have here, and you can add as many criteria you want. But the advantage is if one is not matching anything, is not making the result as 0, not find, like the perform find will have done, right? If you put in a perform find, you put something, if you programmatically, you put a programmatic perform find, which is not easy to do, by the way, you know, um, and you want to achieve the same thing, you need to make sure that everything is filled or if it's empty, you need to put a star, right? So if you want to do a quick find, like you have one box, right? One accessible box like this, right? And you want to do a quick find, you want to perform a find using only that box, whatever you put there, and search in many fields and give you the results. That's the only way you can do that, easily. And I think in perform find is not possible to do something like this. That's why the users of quick find is very important, right? So in that case here, let's say I have this box here, right? So, and I want to look for everybody that is in Martinique, for example, right? Which is French territory. So I have 10 people in Martinique, right? See? But I want in Martinique and I want this. So I have only one, Nichols. This one is in Martinique, right? If I want in England, I have two, right? Nick in England. So that's why it's very easy to find something. When you have a quick find and you say, oh, I want this guy is in this country, and you can add a status, for example, you want a status, right? So the only problem you will encounter here, and that is something I'm going to cover tomorrow. Oh, next week. I don't know when the next it's next week, right? The next session on this,
Yes.
March. Yeah. So if you have somebody, so this is a problem, but we can work on this problem. Let's say you have a new record here, right? And you have a guy named Nick Hangland, right? And the guy is in the USA. If you say Nick like this, well, he will find it. Nick England and Nick in England, right? Because it has no way to know which one is. You understand? You have no way to know which one. You search for England, that is here or here or here or here. We don't care. If we search for anything in the field you added in the quick find, if you put something that match, it will find it. There's no way to say, yeah, but I want England in the country, right? We cannot do that like as is. We cannot do that. We need to do some other thing. But it's a manner issue, right? So, and next week I'm going to explain when we're going to deal with a quick find in a more evolved manner. Okay. So if we don't have any other question, I can follow.
Can you search for something and not something else?
No. Okay. So we cannot ignore. So quick find is find only. You cannot omit, right? You cannot do things like this. So quick find is not for this. Okay. It's not a replacing of a perform find. It's not. If you want to do something like this with the omitting and this is a perform find. This is the only way you can do that, right? And we cannot do the we cannot do the omits like we do here, right? So I cannot say I'm on Nick, right? And new request omit England, right? I cannot do that in QuickFind, right? So for this, you need to use perform find. But sometimes we can use a combination of both, right? We can do a combination of both, a combination of quick find and constraint that we can do. If you want to do, you can programmatically do this, right? But not using exclusively quick find now. But there's other ways, and this will be part of the next session. That means we can use QuickFind and use relationship to do constraint, because the the goal of this webinar is to show you how to use QuickFind and then use other ways using relationship to constrain or extend, right? So that is both combine the QuickFind and the relationship. That is where you will find thing interesting, right? It's very powerful. So, but that will be for the next webinar. I mean, the next session. You know, today I just want to explain how this works in a quick manner. So if we don't have another question, I will follow.
Yep, you're
Are we
good.
okay? We good. So now let's say I don't want to use, I don't want to use this. I want to have my own QuickFind box. Okay. So I want to, to use this. So in here in contact, let's say I want to find contacts, but not using this box. I want my own box. Okay. So I'm going here, I'm going to create a global field that I call QuickFind. It's a global, right? It needs to be a global because you remember the global field, right? So global fields are available only for you in your current session. That means if you put something in that box, somebody else on the server using the same file and the same layout can put whatever they want to without bothering you, right? So this needs to be a global field. So now that I have my global field, I can hijack that field, right, to be used as a QuickFind box. So how that works? We have a script. Oh, sorry for that. I don't want to be that big. Okay. We have a script, right? Let's call it QuickFind, right? And here we have a perform is QuickFind, QuickFind, perform QuickFind. Okay. I can perform QuickFind. So I have a script step. And here I define which field I'm going to use as a QuickFind field, right? So here I want to perform a QuickFind using this field, right? So now I have a button here called OK. Okay. And I'm going to put the QuickFind script there. So now I can say, so show all, and I can say Nick, boom, he finds 6. So I perform a QuickFind in this layout, right? And it does exactly as this, right? I do exactly the same as the box, but I have my own box now, right? So the best way now that we have this, right, is to have a button here is not very easy, right? So what we want to do, we want to turn this into a trigger, right? And this trigger is on object save, right? So I will explain why. So you go here and you say, on this field here, as we do here. So why is a save and not this one or this one, right? So it's because we all exit, right? We want on save. Let me explain why. It's because we don't want the trigger to be triggered often. We want this to be triggered only when it's necessary. Okay, so let's remove that button here. We don't care about this now. So let's say I have nothing here, right? Or I have X. Let's say we have X here, right? So go there. So we have X. What this do? I go there. So I click outside. I clicked outside of the box. Okay. That trigger because I'm saving the field. The field has changed. So for FileMaker data save, and then it perform QuickFind. If I go there and I click outside, nothing happened. I go there, click outside, nothing happened because I didn't save anything and I didn't validate anything or I didn't modify anything. Just go there and there, here and there. So we don't want on exit, on object exit, for example, because that will have, there's no reason to do it again because I didn't change anything, right? So if I put nothing, right, then it will perform this and I have an error. I have a 400 error. Okay, that's very important for the next, the following, what I'm going to explain. Because now that we have a quick find, so we need to prevent, we need to take care of all the eventualities. The first, let's say I'm putting this, right? Nothing exists with this, so I'm going to click here, and now I have a 401 error. So the 400 is when it's empty, and the 401 is when I have nothing. So what do you expect to happen when that happens? Well, I'll show you. So first, we need to set error capture on because we don't want the natural, we want to hijack the natural errors FileMaker. We don't want to see the message. Nothing happened, right? If I do this, nothing happened because I have this. But I do want something to happen because this is not a natural behavior. It should happen something. I don't like error messages, dialogues, or stuff like that because this is very intrusive and is not natural. So what a natural way? So you say if get last error equal 400, which is, remember, empty criteria. That means that's nothing. That means you leave the empty field. When that happens, I want to show all. Demonstration. If I have nothing here, I want to show all. Because I put nothing, so I want to, naturally, if you put nothing, you want something, you want nothing, you want everything. If I put X, right? Well, I have 6. But if I put nothing, I have all. Now, I have another case, right? Else if the get last error equal 4.1, remember? Which is nothing found, right? So I like to put comments like this more than comment like this, right? Because you read the code directly here. So you know what it is. So you put a comment like this at the end, // boom, and you have your comment of what it is. And here, what I want to do, right? I want to omit all, okay? So omit multiple records, right? Without dialogue. And what is omitting is a get found counts, right? So if I put something here like this, it found 0. I found 0. And if I put something that nothing, I found all. 0, that means nothing found. And here, if you want to be, if you have nothing here, you don't know, right? So you can put something like this if you want. Okay. So you have a text here. You can do something like this if you like it. Okay. Right. You can put something like this, and you said not you said get found count. If you have something, right, it doesn't show. If you have nothing, it shows, right? So you can see what happened, right? Very easily, very easy, and it's under on the layout like this. You can do that. Okay, so that means something is missing here, right? So now we took care of all the eventualities here. So now how to manipulate those? So first, do we have any questions, or I can follow?
Nope, you're good. People are all watching.
Okay. Well, so now you see, we want to have a natural behavior on the QuickFind box, okay, which will be when I press return and enter, I want to get out of the box. I don't want to do that, right? I don't want. I want when I press return, I want the QuickFind to happen, right? Like it happened here, right? Here, press return, and boom, right? So that easy, you go here in this tab and you say, okay, when you do both, right? If I press return, boom, right? If I press this, boom. But you see something I don't like, because it goes to the next tab. It's doing this. It's going to the next field, which is a natural behavior FileMaker, right? When you press something like this, it goes to the next field. It goes to the next field you have in the tab order, right? So I don't want that to happen. So to prevent that, but in many cases, not only in this case, if you want to prevent the action to go to the next field, you put alt at the end of the script. That we prevent to happen. It stays, right? See, if I do this, boom, it doesn't go to the next field. It stays there, right? And doesn't go. So this is, you prevent to go to the next field if you put a halt there. That means it kills the script before it stops. The action of going to the next field will happen at the end of the script. But if you kill it before the end, which sounds crazy, but you kill it before the end when you do that, right? Then in that case, the action of going to the next field disappear. It's killed with the script. I know that, many of you doesn't know that, but sometimes, you don't know why, you have whatever scripts and you don't know why the script end up in the next field or something like this, right? You don't know how to control this. So I know you went crazy trying to modify your tab order and stuff like that, and you're making worse. Okay. Uh, and so the only way is when you have a script like this, you put a halt at the end, and that will prevent to go to the next step, to the next field. I know we knew about that. I'm speaking. I'm talking about this many times, but we didn't know about this. the alt at the end to kill the next field.
Uh, did y'all know about that? People are considering.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's a cool feature.
It is an extremely cool feature. I only know because you've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Topcat says no, I didn't know this was a thing.
Okay, so it's very cool. So I know sometimes you have a script. I don't know which script could be, and you don't know why you cannot prevent the script to end up in another fields, right? So you put a commit or something like this, to get out of the field, right? Which is not cool because you went to the field and you commit, and you don't want to commit. Especially here, I don't want to commit, right? So I really don't, because doing this, you didn't commit the committing didn't happen. You didn't commit the record. The record's still open, right? You need to click another time to commit. But during this halts. This will do this, okay, and alt. So the field is not the record is not committed. So now something else I want to do. Okay, I want to finish this. Something is missing, right? Is the blank button. I want to be able to blank that with a button, which we have here. But in that case, FileMaker didn't do a good job here, because if I say Nick in this case, yeah, here is a natural. If I say Nick and I blank this and nothing happened, it tells 6, which is not true. It's blanked. It's not, if you do, like this, I have 8, but if you blank, what do you expect, right? It's not, no, if I blank it, it's no longer 8, it should be sure. They didn't want to do that. I don't know why, but this is not a GUI, UI, UX, or natural behavior. It's not, right? So when you search for something and you blank the search box, you need to show everything. This is a natural behavior. So let's build a box. Let's build a cross. And so I'm going to build this, right? So I have this cross here. And I want this box to be clearing this, okay? So here's the catch. If, remember, we have now natural behavior based on the onObject save, correct? But if I'm setting the fields, so if I have here and I want to blank, so I create a new script here, clear QuickFind, right? This is what I want to do. Clear QuickFind. If I do a set field, that will work. It will clear the fields, set field. It will clear the field, but not, first of all, set field, you need to make the field, you need to set the field like this and then blank it, correct? So that could work, okay? But there's a problem. If I do this, nothing happened, right? I mean, it clear, right? It clear, but the quick find didn't happen because I didn't save anything. The set field get a save included in the set field. So it didn't perform the trigger. And we don't want to do something crazy like re-trigger the trigger. I don't want that. I want this action to actually actuate on the on on the record save, right? So how we do that? First, I want to be able, right, to say where to go. So I have a parameter. I'm adding a parameter here, correct? Because I'm going to name that field, field QuickFind. I'm going to put a name. Pretty much is the same name for every single QuickFind field I'm putting, right, in a layout. So you can reuse the same field if you want, and on many layouts, it's a global field. Typically, I have a global. So this is my typical uh, setup. Okay, I have a globals table, right, and those fields, those global field that I'm using, right, I'm putting in globals because all global fields are accessible across tables without any relationship. Even though I have no relationship with this, I can go and pick up the content of that field without any relationship. I can come from here, from anywhere, and go there and say, get whatever I have. So I can easily do this. I'm going to global, even if it's unrelated, right? I don't care. I can do this, right? And I can say here, go to globals and pick this field. So now I have a unique quick find field and I have a unique trigger. You understand the advantage here? So I can say, okay, go to that global field from wherever and trigger um, the same script. I'm going to show you this. But now I need to clear that global field, right? But remember, I put a name here and I need to go to that field because I'm going to use this command, the clear command, right? But I don't want to hard code it this. I really don't want. So I put a go to objects and I'm picking the object from the get parameter. Okay. So I'm doing this. Well, give me the advantage of clearing the QuickFind field. Sometimes I have many in one layout. I can have 2, 3, 4 sometimes in the same layout. So which this button is going to go? If I have many, well, now I can say, go to that object and clear it, right? So I can do this. I put in a parameter the name of the field, right? And now if I do this, so he said, right? I clear the field. So if I say Nick 6, clear, and I can clear the field, right? Just what I need to do is to say a commit. So I clear, right? I select the content because I am in that field. Go to objects or go to fields or clear selecting this field, right? Is the same. You can replace a go to field by a go to objects. Go to field, you need to hard code the name of the field. So if you say go to field country, it go to the field country. There's no way I can on the fly say go to a given field. I can't. But go to object, yes. So if I say Nick, it says 6. If I clear hit this, it go to the field, it's there. I clear everything, right? And I commit, right? But it stays on the field because I have alt here. This clear, right, will clear the field. This will commit the field. We commit the record. And here I have an alt that will prevent to go outside the field. So Nick, boom. Why this is cool? Because you are always ready to find something, right? So let's say I have Nick here. I search for Nick and I say, this is not what I want. You're clear, you're ready to say, I want England. You're clear, you're ready to say Nick. This is a natural behavior. But I didn't do a crazy things. I just play with the natural behavior FileMaker, right? So this is just go clear and commit. Committing will trigger this, which will perform this and say, yeah, but I have nothing here, right? It's empty because you just clear it. So this will take care of showing all, and the out with avoid to leave the field, which is what we want, correct? We don't want to leave the field. So if I clear this, I can go there. Boom. So do we have any other question here?
If you use the same global, do you need to clear it when when you exit the layout?
Yes, you need to do that. But let's say you can have many quick finds. Okay, so in that case, you can programmatically use this, right? You can also do a quick find here with a parameter. So how we do this, okay? So you remember here in the quick find, that's the beauty of the quick find. I can also get the script parameter, right? I need the name of the field. I don't need, it doesn't need to be hard coded. So here, let's say I want to perform a quick find using get field name, this field, right? So now, what happened here? Why said no? Quick find. Maybe I don't need the name. Maybe I don't need the. Oh yeah, no. I don't need to put the field name here. Just the field. Just the field. Because I need the content of the field. Right? So here I said this need to be the content. This need to receive whatever I have here in the field, not the field name. Okay, it need to be the content of the field. So if I say show dialog, right, and I show the script parameter here, right? So if I say this, right, it say England, and this word will be used in the perform find. But instead of hard coded the content here, I'm using a script parameter to send, so I can point the same script to many fields. So let's do another try. This was a quick find for contacts. Okay, so I'm going to my global. So I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to the global and I say this is a quick find for the contacts, right? But now I have another quick find for the accounts. I have two quick find, Okay, I have two fields. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, right? So I'm showing the accounts, which are here, right? And I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm copying all of this. I'm copying all, right? And I'm pasting here. So let's move this down, right? And I'm pasting here. Of course, I need to remap everything. So this is the field I want to use. In the parameter here, this is no longer QuickFind account, but it's accounts, right? But for this, I have nothing to do because I'm going to a field name. I'm going to a field name and I copy paste the field name as well. When I copy from here, I copy the same. So it's the same name, is the QuickFind, field QuickFind. So this will work without any redoing anything. This will work because it's based on the find count. And this, I just remap this and remap this, right? That's it. So now I can look for names, right? So I have two, Acme and RCC. So if I say RCC, boom, I have one. If I say Acme, boom, Acme, right? And if I want to clear, boom, and everything comes. So I have one script for, the clear and the trigger for everywhere. I don't need to have a dedicated QuickFind script for all the QuickFind. So this script can be reused and reused and reused all the time. So now we have a problem with QuickFind and Perform Find as well. It's not a QuickFind issue, but QuickFind is easier to manage. Here you can see I have a green, magnifier here with a tooltip that comes and say field is searchable via QuickFind. And here we have an orange magnifier that says field is searchable via QuickFind. Search might take a while because I'm going to search via a relationship. So this is definitely slower. We won't see the difference because my file is local and, but if I'm here and I'm looking for Cameron, he found it here, right? If I search for Sherry, he found it here, correct? So this is a problem because you search via relationship, right? So this is definitely slower, and FileMaker could tell you, right? That's why when you have a very complex layout, right, you can become crazy to have a very slow quick find, with a perform query, right? You have a perform query dialog, and you are fetching in your layout with thousands of objects, thousands of fields in your layout when you have complex layout, and you have no idea that you have a field in a poll hidden in a tab inside a popover that you forgot that you have somewhere, right? And there's no way for you to know which one is added, which field, which object is added in a quick find. You have no way to know that. The only way you have is to search visually. And as I said, sometimes you can have a popover, or you can have a tab within a tab, right? And hidden somewhere in a portal you have a popover with a field that is related to 3 level down in a relationship, and then it's ticked, right? And if you say select all, right, and you deselect this, it might not deselect it. When a field is hidden in a popover, it won't go that far to deactivate the field. It won't select it. It won't select it. Other big advantage. So you need to go and do a visual, uh, inspection, and that can take a while. And sometimes, it took me a week, sometime to find which field it was related, because that's another thing that is important to know, is that you can also find here. You can include QuickFind, right, inside a merge field. You can do that. You can search in a merge field, not only on fields, but on merge field as well, which is cool, because sometimes you can do, if you do like this, right, it will find on both, right? So if I do this and I look for this, it find it. So let's see. Boom, he found it. And I can also, look for RCCs, find it. Even though those two fields are not attached to QuickFind, right? They're not, but this one is. And I have two fields, it's one. Also, if you put that here, it works. That means you don't have to have the field here in the layouts. So that's something that is part of the next, because I need to go at 5 p.m. There, you can leave alone all your, you can leave alone all your fields and do something like this. Put on the side the field you want in a merge field, or you can do that way, right? You can do this and leave them here, and those two attached to the QuickFind, but not those two which are the same in the layout. But here you can see, because you can do something like this, right? You can do something like this, and you can do something like this, right? And you say, typically I don't put the name here because we don't need, this is visible only on the on layout mode, so you don't need to have, but you can say, this is for QuickFind, right? So this is for QuickFind, and you don't touch it, right? So you leave them here. I typically put that in dash. So that's for QuickFind. So you know where the field you have added on QuickFind, you don't have to fetch for them. You don't add those in the layout. So each time you add a field in the layout, make sure you don't have anything attached, right? QuickFind doesn't work on global, which makes sense, right? You can include globals, which makes sense, because that globals, you have one data for each record, right? But on merge field works, not on text, but merge field, right? And of course on dialogues, on layout calculation dialogues as well, right? So this is cool because it could be very powerful. So I need to go. So if you have question, can we do that next time?
Yes, we can. Thank you very much, Nick. People are saying this is very cool and very nice. And we will
Yes.
see you on Tuesday next week.
Yes.
All right, everybody. You have a
Thank
good
you.
one. Bye. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Have a good one.